All right. So we start with the first one. And actually, this is more of a discussion because I wanted to ask you guys what you think. Um, so in the book, according to book, who has the supreme combination of body and mind? All right. So we start with the first one. And actually, this is more of a discussion because I wanted to ask you guys what you think. So in the book, according to book, who has the supreme combination of body and mind? All right. So we start with the first one. And actually, this is more of a discussion because I wanted to ask you guys. So in the book, according to book, who has the supreme combination of body and mind?
I feel like I'm in another dimension.
All right. So who has the supreme combination of body and mind to practice and why? Jigme, you should know this. Utpala as well.
I mean,
Chunzum.
theoretically, it's supposed to be in the human realm.
Yes, within humans.
Ordained people.
And fully ordained.
Exactly.
Oh, right.
Who has ordained people who have the ultimate freedom vows, has the supreme combination of body and mind. Why? Why? Like this part you didn't say in the text, but I actually wanted to I had a guess, but I wanted to see what you guys thought. So,
I know the answer. I'm not sure I'm supposed to say it in a public forum.
Oh.
Yeah, we have secrets.
Oh. Okay. Well, whatever we can discuss in public. I was thinking, okay, maybe due to the number of vows they have taken, and in principle, that should mean higher morality. Maybe that's why it wasn't clear, but to me, at least.
The fact of that you have the vows also, each vow that you have is something that you are either doing or not doing, whether you are actually at that time doing it or not doing it. You know what I mean? So like if you have a vow not to kill, then you're always creating good karma, rather than somebody who doesn't have the vow and they only create good karma when they avoid killing somebody. You see what I mean?
I was thinking about that, and then the second thought that came into my mind, then do nuns are making more karma points since they have more vows?
Absolutely, baby.
That's right.
We also have more time.
You have a what?
Time.
Yeah, we live longer.
Well, and also we don't have to spend all our time taking care of babies.
That's true.
Jigme, can you babysit tonight?
All right, cool. All right, next question. How can we know that the teacher of this text was a great practitioner?
Because it refers to his audience using the high honorific.
And he's very humble.
Yeah, those are both correct, but it was something. So to put it into context, do you remember that he always talked about the different paths, including the secret teachings, but he always seems to come back to in this part of the text, he was talking about something. Do you guys remember?
That you're lame if you can't practice the secret teachings without practicing the shared paths.
And it's telling people about that, right? Teaching people about that.
Right. Well, so yeah, in this part, this is what I thought kind of summarize the last part that we saw in the teachings, that he would always bring it back to having a good foundation of morality. He always brought it back. He says, if you don't have that, then you can expect to really advance in any teaching. And yeah, and all the things that you guys said, his students always, he had big respect for his students. He was even called Dorje Chang, etc. Number 3, what is a good sign to check if we have a pure practice of the teachings according to this part of the text? That was at the end of the text.
We should always give the advantage to others and take the loss for ourselves.
Constantly trying to get the short end of any deal. Or like we say in DCI, taking the loss and offering the gain. All right, vocabulary, words. Sokpo.
Charlatan, like a fake tantrika.
Supa. Ntsupa.
Naughty.
Uh-huh. To twirl and twine. And Kedar.
Cleaning up the mess.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
Sorry?
Nothing.
Nice words.
Yeah.
All right.
Yay.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Yay! That was a good homework. I don't know what you're talking about.
It was shorter.
Oh,
All right.
oh, it's Sunday. All right. There's always a reason. See here.
Okay, should we do the mandala?
Yeah.
Sashi Puki Sanye Te Waki Joku Nanda Kundam Idam Kadna Mandala Kamniyatayam Sangye Chedam Chubadu Datni Kyatsu Yaki Chin Yola Pension Pashun Sangye Chudam Choki Chognam Lam Chubadu Datni Kyatsu Daki Chin Yupesona Yola Pension Pashun Sangye Chudang Soki Choknam Yangchu Badu Daki Kapsu Yaki Nam Yela
Yay! All right then. And here we go. Seiji, who's your checker? Pick one.
Joshua, could you email this to me really quickly? We don't have this version.
It didn't change. I just
All
changed.
right.
I just changed the date. Yeah.
Great. Thanks.
Okay.
Jigme, can you help me with that?
Yay.
All right. Chokor Shepa
Wait. Start again.
Kyokor Shepa Kyoki Mingte Tana Hanki Chalawa Mayin Pachepe Tamngan Tsuche Kyang Tunme Shen Ki Toktu Gel Kang Tupche Namte
Koktungal.
Toptum Gel.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a prenasal.
Let me get you a nice cursor here. All right, here we go. Yeah, Kyokor is from the root text, and it's a strange old word, and he doesn't even know what it means. So he says Kyokor means kyo, which means kyoka. Gyokiming. So Kyokor is another way of saying gyo. Gyo means loss. Okay, we've been talking about profit and loss, and so Kyokor means loss. So he says the word Kyokor in the root text, which he didn't know what it means kyo. By the way, this is probably the oldest language you'll ever see in Tibetan because it was translated, by Atisha. Kyokimingte is a word that means loss. Rangki chawa mayimba chepe, when you yourself have done something that you shouldn't have done, okay? Chawa mayimba means something you should not have done. but you did it, chepa, okay? When you yourself have done something you shouldn't have done, such as tamngen, speaking badly about somebody else, sunjay on up, okay? Starting with little things like saying something bad about somebody, on up to more serious things. Even those little things, dunmei shen ki tok tu gel, kang tu chepa. Kang tu chepa means you do your best, okay? You do your very best, the best you can do. To tok tu gel means put it on somebody else, okay? To shift it over to somebody else, okay? Tok tu means on top of them, gel means move it over to them. Denmei here doesn't mean not the meaning. It means faultless, you see, who were not to blame, who were not the real one, okay? Denmei Shen, okay? So you so much want to avoid the loss yourself that even when you do a small bad thing, later on you will credit it to somebody else. You'll do your best to credit it to somebody else, okay? And that's how desperately we want to avoid, loss, and how desperately we want people to think well of us. Okay, okay, Seiji, I read this one and then translate it. The whole 3 lines. The whole 3 lines.
Deyang Dachen Zinki Lang Partong Ne Nashin Chawa. It's because of my self-cherishing,
Having tongue,
having
tongue
seen. Oh, I have seen, haven't seen.
yeah, that is the fault, Lem, of my dog Chenzen. Then
Okay.
he says Narshin. Narshin means, the guy's getting tired of saying, I'll do my best to get rid of my Chenzen, dog Chenzen. So he just says, as before, Ibid.
Yeah, right.
Okay. The root text says, what?
Punkshe Tompe Mongla Chemse Chem Drak Dakshemi Ningla Maraya. I will dance around in the head of my enemy. I will destroy. What was it?
What's Pungje? Who is ruining my life? Okay, Pungje, which is my tokpas, my misperceptions without the S, right? I will strike to the heart of
My enemy of
the butcher.
self, right?
Yeah, okay. Dak means Jai Dakpo, the number one enemy. Okay, my number one enemy. Okay, here we go. Next root text. I don't know what that's doing there. We're not going to do the root text because we got to figure out what it says first.
Okay.
So who's up, Jigme?
I guess Chisholm, I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
Shepani Gesu Long Song Shu Nelula Ge Gur Mik Yun
Gur, Gur,
Gung
Mikyun.
Mingyu
Ngurmikyan.
Girmikyun.
Gurmikyan
Ngurmikyan.
Girmikyun.
Te Chuk Parke Langne Kongchok La Lomi
Kunchok. Kunchok.
Kunchok La Lomingel Warn Dung Tre Sokla Sung Kyop Shu Watang.
Cool. Getsu long means Getsu Dang Gen Long. What's that mean?
Holy ordained monk.
Novice and full monks.
Yeah, novice and full monks. So shu, this means domba shu, which means to request and take your vows, okay? And it's the past tense. So having taken my vows, either of a Getsu or a Genlong, and then on my body, I put this ke,
Clothing.
Cloth.
Clothing.
Yeah, these new clothes, which are murmik. What's that?
Color of a duck.
Yeah, the golden robes, okay? Murmik is a duck that has golden feathers, okay? And that's a Tibetan word that means robes, okay? Golden robes. Kende means like, whoa, somebody has to turn off their mic, especially the one whose phone is ringing. Okay, I put these golden robes on my body and I kelen. What's that?
Accept.
I accept that I am a chippa.
Oh.
Dharma practitioner.
Good, good, good. Yeah, here's a new word for you, chippa. And they still use this in the monastery, okay? I thereby proclaim myself a spiritual person, okay? But having done that, I don't put my trust into the coin chunks, into the 3 jewels. Okay, Longel means to put your hopes in somebody. You know, when you get in trouble, or like when I'm on an airplane and I start to fall down. When there's bad weather, I start to do my prayers from when I was a little kid, and that's called Longel. Rather than putting your trust in the 3 jewels, you ask for the protection and refuge from Dukdre, from local spirits, stuff like that. Oh, oh local spirit, please help me. Okay, Dukdre. Okay. Who's next? Jig.
Jigme, I just gave everyone the power to speak, so you can pick anyone to correct now.
Oh, okay.
It'd be nice to get some new people in there.
Okay, let's see. Anton.
Yay.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, Sotar Changsem Ngat Tomnam Langne Tetaki Lak Chala Milopar Duka Raptang Wang Chuki Chepatang Tumpam.
Good. I have Lemba, Sotar Domba, Changsem Domba, Aki Domba. What's that?
I have taken on Prati, Moksha, Bodhisattva, and Tantric vows.
Yeah, good. Long past tense. I have taken on those 3 sets of vows, but I don't lopa in the lapcha.
Train in the trainings.
This lapcha means rules, okay? The rules. Okay, I don't pay any attention. What's another word we learned for lapcha yesterday? What's another word? Chepa. Yeah, chepa.
Prescribed?
Yeah, chepa. So lapcha, when you're talking about vows, lapcha means what we went through yesterday in Xiaoping's text, where we heard the description of what the vow involves, okay? So that's called lapcha. Usually lapcha means personal advice from a lama. But when you're talking about vows, it means the contract points of the vow. Milopar, I don't study the contract sections of the vow. Rather, I act in accordance. Tumba. What's the adjective? Oh, sorry. Noun.
Tun.
Tumba, yeah, harmony. Okay, tumba, harmony. Like tumken, which means conducive causes. All right. So I act in harmony with the way that God of Wangchuk acts. Okay. What's God of Wangchuk for $20?
A demon.
I want more detail than that.
Demon that distracts you into doing pleasurable things instead of things that are
desire.
Yeah, I like it. How about $10 each for word and chinzom? Okay, Jingmei?
Yeah, sure.
What do you mean, oh, sure?
Well, I'm trying to juggle 3 things at once.
Use your left hand to write the money things.
$10.
Okay, so the root text said you act in accordance with the demons. But our commentator, what's it, Chichen Tembarabge, he says, when it says demon here, it means specifically that personification of desire that keeps you messing up in life, okay?
Mhm.
Like eating ice cream last night, bowl after bowl.
Is that Mara?
Huh?
Is that Mara?
No.
It's not technically Mara. It's another, maybe Word can look it up. I bet it exists. I bet it, that's the ice cream. I bet it exists.
Yes.
Okay, let's go, Seiji. Who's up, Jig?
Let's see. Berta Velasco.
Yay.
Yang na duce pa ngashin dakchen zingla chate della della tune dikpa migewa shig che de che dukan ken kyang ngashin tu tonga ne.
Cool. Yang na do. What's that mean? Yang na do chepa. What's that mean?
That demon says to you,
No.
Moreover, the one we call the demon, or what we call a demon.
No. It means alternate
Oh,
reading.
yeah.
Alternate reading for do in the root text. Okay. An alternate reading for the do in the root text. The demon. What was his first reading for the demon?
The king of the
Demon of love or something.
Yeah,
Arao
that-
Wangchuk.
Yeah, Garabuamshu. Okay. So he says, or you could take the word do, as we did before, to refer to,
Self-cherishing.
yeah, self-cherishing. Okay, and then we act in accordance with self-cherishing. Okay, done. Which means that we do dikpa, bad deeds, migewa, bad karma, bashik.
exclusively.
Yeah. And the one who gets us to do that, okay? Ken means doer, right? Juk means enter. The one who gets us to act like that is, as we said before, Ibid. Okay. By the way, what was it if it's not Doc Jensen?
You got what?
I think it is Doc Jensen, okay? But this, so then this sentence gets a little weird. You know, or you could say the demon refers to self-cherishing. And by the way, the one who gets us to do it is self-cherishing. It seems kind of, I don't know, but it's definitely self-cherishing is the one mentioned before, like right here in the same sentence.
Mhm.
So, okay. Then Pungche Topicola Chemse Chem.
Shula,
Hey, I have a proposal. Go ahead.
Garabuamshu is Kamadeva.
Oh, really? Kamadeva? Wow.
Yep.
Lord
That's
of love.
interesting. Ooh. It sounds like Tom Jones, Jigme. Okay. You gotta be 50 or 55 to understand that joke. Jigme, I propose we have someone new read this line, this bold, Pungje.
Okay. How about Kelly Tang?
Yeah, Kelly.
Yay.
Who's criticizing her? Besides Jean,
Let's see. How about Hasso?
You mean the birthday boy?
Oh.
He's too old. He's too old now. Okay.
Punji Tokpe Gola Chem Si Chem Draw Da Shape May ninla maraya.
Okay, and now Hasso is going to explain it word by word, slowly. Boom.
Boom. We just had it 10 seconds ago.
Yeah, but I say it 3 times or something.
Yeah. I just forgot.
Ruin me.
Yes.
Okay.
Ruin. Okay.
Okay. Pungche means
Yes,
it's going to ruin me. What's topa without the S? I'll give you a clue.
That's misinterpretation or misunderstanding or
Great. Govla. Go means
the head.
nice. On the head of my misunderstanding, I will chemse chem.
Like strike there or
No,
hit there.
I will.
Is it chem and sem chem?
I will do a dance on top of the head of the. Chemse chem means I will do a. There must be some nice Mexican dance you can do on top of the head. Okay.
Yes. It's called tapateado.
Okay. Now, da doc means da yi doc bo. What's that mean?
I don't know.
The main enemy, the boss of all enemies, is a shema. Shema is the same as what's it called? Like Kala Danda or something. Kala.
Time.
Time. Here it means Lord of Death. Okay, the butcher. It means the one who kills the animals for meat. Okay. Ying means what?
Is that the heart?
Yeah, exactly. And Maraya is Sanskrit. It has mur in it, which means murd.
To death, like a murder.
Murder.
Yes. Oh, okay.
A mortuary or, Okay, cool. All right, here we go. Back to the root text. Seiji, let's just confirm we know what the root text says each time, okay? So, Murmikyune, you wear the what?
Golden.
You wear the golden
robes.
You wear the gold, okay? But when you need help, you turn to demons, okay? Dombalangne, you have taken your dombas. What's that mean?
Vows.
You've taken your 3 sets of vows, but your behavior matches the rules you follow match the demons, and the demon has 2 different meanings. What are the 2 different meanings of demon that we talked about 6 seconds ago?
King of desire.
Kamadeva.
Good. King of desire and
self-cherishing.
Yes.
Self-cherishing. Yay, Seiji. Okay, we're not going to do the root text till afterwards. Okay, so let's start with Shippa. Okay.
Okay.
Jingmei.
Am I reading? Yeah.
Jingmei, who's going to check?
Vimala.
Okay.
Okay, Seiji.
Okay. Shepani ri cheta bu chine kyanke jormi chepar yang chong yu tu chong chok song ki gien ba kienwa bashik Yanwa Rashik Chepatan.
Nice. Okay. What's Rita mean, you guys?
Mountain hermit.
Monastery.
Diamond Mountain. It means retreat cabin in the mountains. It's exactly Diamond Mountain. Yay. You go to some place like Tabor, Diamond Mountain, to your retreat cabin in the mountains. Yeah, but Gejor Michepar, you don't do any good practice. Okay, Gejor means apply yourself to good practices. You over and over, you go for Chongchok. What's Chongchok for $20?
You go to town.
No. Choga, choga.
Oh, I mean, rituals.
What's that mean? Chongchok.
Oh, you go down to the village bar.
No.
Is it like appeasing the local
By the way, they
spirits or
closed
something?
it. They closed it.
Oh, they did. Oh, not
Is
that
it
I've ever
appeasing the
been.
local spirits, Geshe-la?
Chongchok means you go to a
To the
sponsor.
village to do ceremonies.
You go to a sponsor's house and you read the Diamond Cutter Sutra and they give you lunch. Okay.
Mm.
That's how I got introduced to the Diamond Cutter Sutra. Okay. So yeah. So instead of staying in your retreat, you find excuses to go into town, Chongyu, to do these ceremonies where you get a little bit of money and you get a big lunch. Okay. Over and over, which is Yanghua. What's that?
Distraction.
Yeah, by the way, when you see a G with a hyphen or a DA with a hyphen, it means that's a silent letter, okay? And you just say Yanghua. Yeah, Yanghua means distractions. Bashik, that's all, nothing else. Okay?
Exclusively.
Nothing else, okay? We just had a Bashik up here somewhere. There. We do only bad deeds, okay? All right. Who's next, Jig?
Oh, how about Janice?
Yay.
Trasa soktu de kyangtop lamlop near mi
Tusam.
tusam lop near mi chepa par nam yentang tunne tu chongyu tu kyanpa soktang.
Okay, cool. Trasa means a monastery, okay? It means a monk's place, okay? It's the more colloquial word for a monastery. Trasa Sadekyang, you're staying in a monastery, but Tusam Lobnir, you don't do Tusam.
These are all
Study,
Going to
Tusam
classes or
Khampa
study.
class.
2 of the 3 steps of Buddhist learning, right? Going to class, listening to, and some contemplation, and then Gom is usually the 3rd one, okay? So you don't do any Lopnir means study. You don't do any studies, miche. Rather, Namyang, you enjoy getting distracted, okay? Typical distractions are hiding behind the monastery cornfield and playing soccer. I may have seen it once or twice.
Mhm.
Then Medu, meaninglessly, you go to Chongyu, you go to town, okay? And you wander around. And that's very common for young monks, okay? They will walk 3 miles to the nearest village and wander around doing nothing, okay? All right. Which to them is very exciting. It's like going to Europe. Okay, who's next? Jiggy, this is a long one.
Okay. There's a lot of people who still aren't allowed to talk. So let me see what we got. How about well, let's see. Ben Kramer.
Great. Teshing tu dampe chu jangchu yangchup lamrim tapu shupam shung luk la top sam sok che ne tetaki tunyam sulem pa la chong par mi che par sheng ko ngokor chirmo ziksok la pepatang pun chien pa ye tongwa de che pa soki sundorna trong chok kona la sumpe ton yin la.
Okay. Mm,
Cool, thanks.
Okay, good. Deshin dampe chu chanchu lamrim taba shupam. Shupa means you have requested from a lama and studied something like some holy dharma, dampe chu, like the steps to the path of Buddhahood, chanchu lamrim, or you actually studied the classics, shunguk, the geshe course, which is what you guys are translating right now. Okay. To some, you heard them, you thought about them, and then you don't try to practice them. Okay, you study lamrim, you studied with the mixed nuts, but then in your personal life, you don't try to practice it. The meaning, dun yam silan, samba miche, you don't work hard at all. Rather, you focus your time, bepa, okay, on doing most and doing tsi, okay? Mo means,
Oh, like
Throwing the sheep in the
Dividends.
coals.
yeah, mo means telling the future for sponsors who will give you money to tell them the future, okay? So, you know, you buy a pair of dice and people come to your house and you do predictions, okay, for them. Somebody's making noise on their microphone. Okay. Or you do tsi. Tsi means kartsi, which means astrology.
Astrology.
Yeah, so you say, oh, Jupiter is ascending in Mars and your boyfriend wants to go to San Diego. I don't know. Okay, so you, rather than trying to figure out how to use the mixed nuts books in your life, you get distracted by these kind of irritating fake things that people do in the monastery, okay? And people flock to them, you know, there are really high lamas who've had hundreds of initiations and people go to them and say, will you do more for me? Or will you, tell me what my astrology stuff is? And waste their time, okay? Bepa. Or you practice bun. Okay, and Bun is the old shamanistic religion that existed in Tibet before Buddhism. And he says the word Bun in the verse refers to Yetonga, and this is a Bumbo practice of making certain tormas to the spirits. Okay, and De Chipa also means a different kind of Bumbo Torma practice where they make little Torma offerings to the spirits, okay? Ki Chun means I'm just giving you two examples of what Bun might be, these two kind of weird Torma practices. Dorna, to put it briefly, Chongcho Kono Latsumbe Dun, the point of the whole verse is that you just enjoy going to town to get money from sponsors for eating lunch, reciting scriptures, or making little weird Torma offerings, okay? Which happens, you see that in the monastery, okay? Okay, now it's Seiji, let's go to the root text and see if we can figure it out, okay? Daktu Gumba De. Gumba means trasa.
Monastery.
Yeah, you're staying in a monastery, permanently, okay, Daktu. You're a full-time monk in a monastery, but you are carried away, by Yanwa.
Distractions.
Yeah, distractions, yeah. You have requested and received the holy Dharma. Tsuklak. Tsuklak is an ancient word for shun. Okay, what's that?
Oh, I thought it was temple, books.
Yeah, Atsula is
Temple.
now came to mean a temple.
Because they're
But
temple books.
in ancient times, it meant a place with an altar and a bunch of books, okay? So Tsula is, now it means temple, but it comes from a place where you keep an altar and holy books. Okay, so tsuklak is the polite word for pustaka in Sanskrit, which means classics or great books. Okay, so you have and by the way, Seiji, he did not use those words in his commentary. That's why there's so little bold in this. You know, he substituted different words, and he may have had a different copy of the root text, you know, because okay, Shune, you have, and there are many different copies of this running around. You have requested the great books, but what you practice is burn, okay? Is mo, doing mos, and burn, okay? Telling futures for sponsors, and you know, this weird little spirit offering thing, okay? And it's kind of disturbing, and the kind of people who kind of mislead sponsors that way, I find them very disturbing. It's kind of disturbing. Okay. Now let's get somebody else to read this part, Jigme, because it's repeating. Okay.
How about Daisy?
Daisy, yay.
태양, sorry. 태양랑 새 신기 랑왈 통나 네
Okay. Keep going, Daisy.
사와
Keep going.
청체 턱페 골라 챔세 챔
Nice.
드라타 셴메 닝라 마라야
Sheda. Okay,
셰탕
good. What's tone mean, you guys?
See?
Yeah, I see that who's at fault. Len is Rangchen. Okay. What's that?
Self-cherishing.
Self-cherishing. So Daisy, you want to take a chance? Chemse chem means what? Chemse chem.
Sorry, I just got here.
Okay. Read Chemse. What's Chemse chem? On the head of Dokpa.
Dance on the head of the mistake.
Yeah, I will dance my dance on the head of my misperceptions, which are ruining my life. I will strike death to the heart of the butcher, which is my main enemy. Okay. All right. Let's go, Seiji. Who's up, Jig?
All right, I'll go. Nick, can you correct me?
Sure.
Shepani gyutsu trim nampar dakpa chunga te chat pu tarpa mingnape myangde topa nyepe
Nyangde topar.
nyangde topang pa impala denjawe kyungje ni char warne kang trim
Kim.
zimpa yim
Kim.
kim zimpa she ngashepe kim chen kim chungi charla yangche turung me.
Cool. Okay, Jepani means, so what's this verse mean? The cause is certain number dapa sung, keeping your morality pure, okay? What's the result of that cause? Tarpa. How do you define tarpa? Minepe Nyangde. Okay. This Buddhahood, where you are falling into neither extreme of nirvana. Topagir, you will achieve it. Yimbala. Dendai Nikar, Dendai Ginde Nichar, you give up both the cause and the result. Okay, Nichar means both. Bor means you junk it, you throw it out, you discard both the cause and the result, and you just get into keeping a residence. Okay, Kam Kim. Okay, you spend your time working on your residence, Kam Kim. Then he says, by the way, residence can mean what we said before, Nashepa. It could be a big house or it could be a small house. And he divided residences into two earlier in the text. And a big house, I went back and checked it because I forgot. Big house was a normal family house of a lay person. And little house was the monks' rooms that you get, that's assigned to you in the monastery, okay? He says, look, you could read the root text to apply to either one, okay? When it says here, you get, you're just all focused on your house, taking care of your house, buying new things, doing new things for your house. It could refer to a lay person, but it could also refer to a monk who's just, and you meet monks who spend a lot of time and a lot of money making their little monk room fancy and expensive. Okay.
Especially this nichar means either.
Yeah, nikar. Yeah, it could apply to either. Yeah. So normally nichar means both. But the way you would translate it here is you could apply to either one. Okay. But now, Seiji, Jigme, are you there?
Yeah.
Who you gonna pick as a checker?
Let me see. Hang on, let me see who's here. Oh, how about no, that wouldn't work. Maybe Lisa Lee.
Yay, Lisa Lee, our great accountant and teacher.
So Chewa ni Kim Chen Zin Pa Te Chu Je Ne Lape Songo Mi Chompar Lar Yang Kim Du Pap Patang.
Okay, cool. He says, yeah, there's two kinds of residences mentioned here, but the main one is keeping a layperson's house, okay? And all the time and expense that takes. So you were Checheni Lapasok. You started out as a Dharma person, maybe as a monk, but you didn't get Go Tumba, okay? Go Tumba means to where you do something, you learn something and you get so good at it that you're running on your own power, okay? So you study in the mixed knot, and then at some point you can start translating books on your own power. That would be called Gotumba, okay? So he says you go to the monastery, you start studying Dharma, but you don't become self-motivated, self-running, okay? And then Laryang means you drop back to being a householder. Okay? Bapa, you fall back. Laryang means back, okay? Again, you fall back to being a householder. I guess he means here that you give up your monk's vows, but it could be also that you just spend all your time making big houses, and it happens in the monastery. You see lamas who purchase large pieces of land, and it happens at Sarah. You see monks who buy large pieces of land, and they spend all their time. One of the most in demand objects in the monastery when I was there was a lawnmower. Those push lawnmowers. I was asked by many reincarnated lamas to buy them a push lawnmower. And okay, to
Yes,
get
like-
one from America. Yeah.
Can I ask a question about, so Laryong and Papa, we see this often where words that mean very similar, if not the same things, are surrounding some other word. Is that for emphasis or like?
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, lar yang is 2 words for again, yeah. But the lar gives the yang the additional connotation of degeneration, going back to where you started from, okay?
Uh-huh.
So even though yang means once again,
Uh-huh.
the lar added to yang gives the sense of falling back to old habits or old way of life. Yeah. Okay.
And so does Papa.
Baba, yeah. Baba makes it clear that you have dropped down in your life. You know, you fall. You have degenerated. You could almost say. Okay.
Uh-huh.
There's a word in English. You have not quite as bad as degenerate.
Devoted.
Reverted. Yeah, you have reverted to your old householder's way of life. Okay.
Thank you.
And you see it in the monastery. You see talented people, and often it's reincarnated lamas who get money. They get a lot of money. People offer them a lot of money, and then they start to expand their residence, and they become little estates. You know, little fiefdoms, and that's also kind of disturbing. All right, and that led, I think, to the fall of Tibet. Actually, it got it got out of hand, and the people were against it. The normal people were it became the case that they owned most of the land, and they would use it for just big estates and stuff. So, okay, let's go. Day one key.
One key de QT bashik de kyangche kuni dungal bashik hap toki sultunik ching di chi de ki tamche tanme tu chulam bo wangche pa namte.
Yeah, and then day one key. Due to this attachment to your little estate fiefdom, Dugyu Dewashik Dukyan, you do it because you hope to sit in your big sitting room in the sunlight and enjoy your big house, your big monk's house. But the actions you have to take to get there are only suffering, okay? And you are just getting more and more hungry for experiences, okay? You've come to that. Nyek means you have come to a way of life in the monastery where you are just hungry for new possessions, okay? And in essence, then you have boa, you have thrown out happiness in this life and the future life, di chi, for this life and in the future life, you have thrown out, you have tossed it to the wind, but in Tibetan you say you've tossed it in the river, chula bo, okay? Tamje. Ten medu means you have obviated it, you have canceled completely any chance you have of happiness in this life or the next life. Okay. Okay.
Time.
What's that?
Yeah, we run out of time.
Okay. Well, we're gonna skip this next part. Okay. This is the same verse, dancing on the head. And we're gonna pick up next time back at the root text. Okay, so here we go. What's the date today? 25th?
27th.
7. Oh, it's Hassan's birthday. Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right, thanks, Vishnu. Sashi Puki Jukshin Neto Vira Bunchin De Tempa Shindu
Sangye.
Yewaji Kewoku Unam Yeshe Tok Tok Shin Sunam Yeshe Lejunwe Dampa Kuni Toparshu.
Yay, Seiji. Seiji, thank you again for your hard work at the SCIM term. You're a genius. Okay. See you guys in 5 minutes or something.
Yeah, 8:05.
8:05?
Sir.
7 minutes.